Teddy.
Yo.
I ran into that young lady Maria last night.
Word.
Must have been her husband's payday. But she bought me this here brand new diamond link that you see me with on. See, you know what I'm saying? You know why?
Why can't you?
If I get the job done.
I'll work. I'll work. I'll work. Baby, I'll work. I'll work. I'll work. I'll work. Baby.
The question at hand is how do I love thee? I'll count the ways where girls don't shove me. One by one you can come and caress me, undress and molest me, but you can't possess me. Because I love a young lady that's beautiful, but one that's smart for me is more suitable. In other words, to make it simple and plain, you gotta have a brain in order to be Miss Kane. But in the case of not becoming my lady, I think I'm 8 to 80, dumb, crippled, and crazy. Crisp and clean with no caffeine and a pair of spandex or either tight jeans. Preferably the ones with the Chinese cuts, but I'll take them with the weave hanging down to their butts. And then just step up in a large sum like Martin Luther King. I should overcome. I get the job done.
I'll work.
I get the job done.
I'll work. Baby, I'll
Job done.
I'll work.
I'll job done.
I'll work. Baby.
Some of your ladies make moves too quick and settle down without having a large pick. Rushed into becoming some poopa's wife, and no longer do you enjoy the married life. Well, I'll let you know this is a brand new year, so never fear. The Big Daddy is here to do things in places your husband wouldn't, and do certain things he probably just couldn't. Let me sneak into your life like a thief in the night. Lick your body all over and squeeze you real tight. Nibble all over your ear and give your back a massage. You'll say, oh, I like it just like the barge. Smooth and mild, I'll make you smile, honey child, and hit the lights and get buck wild. And when I turn them back on, you'll have to say like Calgon, please take me away. So when your main course is doing nothing for you, just look at me as a tasty side order that came into your life and brought a thrill. Cause any husband who won't, I'm a neighbor who will. Get the job done.
I'll work.
I get the job done.
I'll work. Baby,
I get the job done.
I'll work.
I get the job done. Take it to the bridge.
I'll work. I'll work. I'll work. I'll work. Baby, I'll work. I'll work. I'll work. I'll work.
Here's a perfect description of me. 6'1" and dark and lovely. And if the saying black is beautiful, it's true, not phony. I'm browner than Bobby, so won't you be my tenderoni? And get a whip for this nymphomaniac and up-to-date Mac that's ready to attack. And prove that I'm a pro and far from a rookie. Ain't no hair on my chest, but I'm one tough cookie. Whoever said you had to be 100% masculine in order to be in? I'd rather be more subtle and smooth and soothe. Girl, you won't disapprove. And I'll promise that you'll never forget me. Now what's the title to fit me? A champ like Tyson, a captain like Kurt. No, employee of the month, cause yo, I do work. The K-A-N-E is on the J-O-B, an expert. Cause I get a D-O-N-E. So lights, camera, action, all hail the one that gets the job done.
I'll work.
I get the job done.
I'll work. Baby, I'll
Job
work.
done.
I'll work. I'll
Job
work.
done.
I'll work. Baby, I'll work. I'll work.
He's been getting the job done for decades. Big Daddy Kane from Brooklyn, New York, the undisputed lyricist in all of the world of hip hop. Along with the lyrical genius he's brought to the genre, he also introduced innovative live performances as well. Kane was the first rapper to ever hold not one, but 2 sold-out shows at the world-famous Apollo Theater for women only. Check that out. These live performances, which consisted of theatrics, choreography, and tailored costumes, proved that Big Daddy Kane was not only an MC, he was a full entertainer. Kane revolutionized hip-hop fashion and the way hip-hop shows were performed. Joining us tonight on Black Press Live, the legendary one and only Big Daddy Kane. Welcome, Kane.
Hey, glad to be here. Glad to be here.
Oh man, it's truly a pleasure. Listen, you just saw what we all saw, one of your classics. Tell us a little bit about that and what went into that. What was the mindset?
Well, right now, actually, I'm just laughing at how easily you can date yourself. Like listening to, like lyrics like "poo putt" and stuff like that. I'm cracking up laughing like, wow, that lets you know that was a long time ago, you know. But I mean, it was just a combination with me and Teddy Riley, and he did an amazing track, and we came together and made it work. There was a vision that I had, there was a vision that he had, and somehow they aligned, and we made magic. Shout out to Teddy Riley.
Yeah, absolutely. And what was that? Teddy Riley was the man, and everybody wanted to work with Teddy. What was that like working with him?
Oh, it was great. As a fan of Guy and the work that he's done with Bobby Brown and Today and so many others, man, I was just like, I thought it was a great opportunity. And yeah, he brought a whole different dynamic to the album that particular year. And, it was an honor, a true honor.
Yeah, and you came along in an era where it really kicked things off. I mean, you were in the 80s, the 90s. Did you foresee hip hop becoming really the main stream of music? Usually, I mean, back then anyway, like 98.7 Kiss in New York, BLS, they would play it like midnight. And we would have like an hour during the lunch hour or something like that. But other than that, they didn't even play hip hop. Now you can't have a hit song without hip hop being involved.
Yeah, I mean, it's like with what was going on with the emergence of hip hop, you kind of knew where it was going because a lot of the complaining and the resistance resembled the same thing that you saw in the origins of rock and roll. And you saw what happened with that. So I kind of felt the same way watching what was going on. And also at that point in time, you had like artists like Run DMC, Beastie Boys, that were getting major endorsement deals and selling multi-platinum albums. You had the Fat Boys all up in movies and stuff. So you saw where it was going. It was just really a matter of time.
Yeah, and so you was used to like ignoring the noise, right? Because y'all had a lot of noise back then. It was one of those things where people said, this is a fad. It's gonna go away. You can't be listening to this stuff. What is this stuff? I mean, y'all had a lot of noise back then.
Well, I mean, like as I said, that's the same thing they said about rock and roll, and we saw what happened with that. So
yeah, absolutely.
Yeah. So I knew.
Yeah, Kane, was there anybody you patterned yourself after?
Yeah. I was a big fan of Grandmaster Caz from the Cold Crush Brothers. That was like pretty much like the artist that I've idolized since the early 80s. So I was like a major Grandmaster Caz fan. Yeah.
And also you come from an era where before rap, right, there was the dozens, right, and then rap, y'all took it to a different level. There were these rap battles. You go to the park on Friday night, Saturday night, there's these battles. What was that like when you think about how intense they can be?
Well, I mean, it was a lot of fun. It was a lot of fun, and I respect the battle MCs that were very creative, because there were a lot of people that, would actually get into a battle with someone and just basically feel like my rhymes are better, but then there were battle MCs that had, a technique, or a method that they would use for their victory. And I think that was like a real great thing. Cause I mean, with me, that's how I started as a battle MC. And, I was playing chess, not checkers, so everything I did was, always very strategic,
Yeah, and so a lot of people give Hammer a lot of credit for doing what we just saw in that video, right? But you were doing it a long time. It wasn't just about the lyrics for you. I mean, the lyrics were important, obviously, but it was about the whole package. Did you think about that beforehand? Did you think about, listen, I want to bring something fresh, I want to bring something new, and I'm dating myself a little bit by saying fresh, right?
Well, you know that's back now. That's back now. Yeah. 12-year-olds are saying fresh. So yeah, you get a yeah, yeah, yeah. But
So
you
what
know,
was that? Oh yeah.
I mean, you know, with me, it was the type of thing where I had seen a lot of artists, seen a lot of concerts. So you know, watching how amazing Houdini, Run DMC were on stage, Dougie Fresh. Like I'd seen so many amazing artists where I knew that, like, you know, in order to really be noticed and for people to really, you know, care about me, I got to step my game up. You know, once I hit the stage, I can't just stand there, you know. So
Yeah.
I found that was something very important to make sure that your stage show was right and exact. Yeah.
Well, and to take off from that song, you had to work, didn't you?
That's yes, sir. I had to get the job done. So you're right.
So, Kane. So today, I mean, we're talking to Big Daddy Kane. This is Black Press Live. This is Black Music Appreciation Month, and certainly we couldn't show total appreciation without a legend like Kane. Kane, today, you know, there's a lot going on. Obviously, rap has always made, hip hop has always made statements, even before you know, anybody else would make statements, whether it be with your music, your videos, or just coming out and saying it. You know, you have Public Enemy, Fight the Power, Don't Believe the Hype. When you think about today, what's the statement today from Big Daddy Kane? You look around, you got the George Floyd situation, you got the coronavirus, everything is going on.
Well, I mean, right now, I just want to see my people staying united and focused. You know, I think it's very important that we stay united, support one another. And I don't mean only supporting one another as far as protests go. I mean also supporting our own community, you know, trying to rebuild, restore our community, trying to put into our community, investing and supporting in Black business, you know, putting the money back into, you know, Black businesses. I think that, you know, stuff like that is what we really, really need to do at this present time, and also staying focused. You know, it's the type of thing where you can't, you know, march, protest, or whatever, and then you know, someone give you a little cookie, and okay, now you cool. Oh, you know, you satisfied. You know, it can't be like that. You know what I'm saying? Because we at a point in time in life that we need to stop asking for a bigger piece of the pie and adapt the recipe. Plain and simple. You know. So I mean, that's just the way I feel right now. We need to stay united and stay focused. No distraction.
And so that recipe, what does it look like a little bit?
Well, one of the things I said, you know, as far as putting into our own business, you know, because one thing about Black people that you know that you know that always, you know, stagnates is that, you know, we don't have enough Black outlets. You know, we don't have enough Black businesses. You know what I'm saying? Like there's a lot of independent ones out there, but not strong enough, and we need to make them stronger. You know, we need to make them stronger. You know, and I think that that's something that, you know, we really, really need to focus on. You know,
Yeah.
we really, really need to focus on that.
Yeah, and just going back a minute again, Kane, when certainly
And let me,
when
before you even say
Kane,
that, let me
oh,
just
go
add
ahead.
one thing. Let me just add this one thing.
Yeah, sure.
And one of the main reasons I say that is because Black people make up probably the largest percentage of consumers. You know, the largest percentage. I'm sorry, but go ahead, brother.
No, that's fine. Jump in anytime. I just wanted to go back a minute. You know, when you was coming up, when you know, back in the day, so many rappers was vying for attention. What made the difference for you? What role did management play in your success?
Did management play?
Yeah.
You mean as in having a manager?
Right, your manager, your you know, who those that was maybe booking gigs for you, what role did they play, and what made the difference for you? I mean, if the manager didn't really make a difference, what made the difference for you, Kane?
Well, I mean, I've had, I've had great management. I've had great publicists, great booking agents. Russell Simmons, Leo Cohen, great publicists like Gene Shelton, Angelo Ellaby. I've had, yeah, I mean, a lot of great people involved in my career. On great booking agents like Kara Lewis, but I mean, really, I just think that how do you stand out and separate yourself from everyone else? First of all, you have to look at your circle, what's happening, in the circle that you're in. The other artists that's doing the same type of hip hop that you're doing, that's on the same tours with you. What are they doing and what makes you different from them? What's going to make you stand out? And I mean, you can figure that out and build on that. I think that you will be a successful individual,
Yeah. Yeah, and you certainly was one of those individuals who really made a mark, left the mark, will always be synonymous to the great hip hop acts of all time. What when you went into this game, did you ever think that we'd be talking in 2020 and saying the legendary Big Daddy Kane?
Well, I definitely was hoping so, my brother. I definitely yeah. I mean, yeah.
But you didn't just wake up one morning and it happened. You had to, again, the play on words, right? You had to work for it, right? What was the main ingredient, though? I mean, was it the drive? Was it something inside?
No, I mean a serious hunger. Because I mean, let me let this be understood that I didn't get into hip hop so that I could be, rich and have boats and the big mansions. I got into hip hop just wanting to be the best MC. You know what I'm saying? Because I mean, I got in the game early when it was still, I started in '82. When it was still, growth process. So, all I really wanted to be was, the dopest MC, the best MC, So that's really where my mindset was. So as I'm doing it and elevating, I'm taking notes and I'm seeing what people do and trying to really create my own formula. Okay, this is amazing what this person does. Oh, wow, look at this cat. How can I make this work for me? What makes me special? What's going to make me different? Why would people want to listen to me, pay attention to me,
Yeah. When you look around today, there's so many successful success stories, right? Jay-Z, Diddy, there's so many big time. These guys, you're talking billionaires now, right? When you look around, who do you see as a Big Daddy Kane today?
Well, I mean, there's a little bit of Big Daddy in everybody, but since I'm him, there's a little bit more in me,
I can appreciate it. I can appreciate it. Is there anybody that you haven't worked with, Kane, that you would like to work with?
That's still here with us in physical form. CeeLo Green, J. Cole, Lauryn Hill.
Yeah. And those who are not with us that you wish you would have had an opportunity to work with?
Marvin Gaye.
Oh, absolutely.
Yeah, I know. I just know for a fact that we would have made magic. Even if it was just one song, it would have been magical.
Well, oftentimes what we do during these interviews, Kane, these live streams, we acknowledge the fans and others who are watching. And Kelly Gordon has posted three different things. He says hello and good evening. She agrees with that differentiation is important, and she also says you can't duplicate Big Daddy Kane. So,
thank you, Kelly.
Just wanted to make sure you knew that they're out there, Kane. And so here we are. Like you said, you started in the early '80s. We're in 2020. What can we expect next from Big Daddy Kane?
Well, if we're fortunate enough to get back to some sort of form of normal, I'll be appearing in a TV1 movie, and also one of the episodes of Power Book. So yeah, there'll be more acting opportunities coming up that I was accepted for, but everything shut down, with the COVID-19 pandemic. So everything's just is put on hold. So if we can at some point get back to normal to some sort of degree, I guess you can be looking forward to that, And other than that, I also recorded a new song, just sitting home and watching all the madness going on. You just brought about some thoughts and some feelings, and I said, instead of keeping them bottled in, let me express them with the world. So I recorded a new song called Enough, and fortunate enough to have Chuck D from Public Enemy jump on the song, and Lauren Oden with Adrian Young, he sung the hook, and I mean, I'm real excited about it, and when it's released, I hope people support, not because I want your money, but because all the proceeds from the song will be going to Tamika Mallory and her organization Until Freedom, because we have a lot of positive young people, her, my son, and their whole crew, and it's but other than just them, there's a lot of positive young people that are going to lead protests, fight for justice, speak up, at these city meetings to try to find some sort of justice, some sort of equality, with all the crazy stuff that's going on, because a lot of Black youth are being murdered, man. So therefore I know that they plane tickets, rental cars or whatever, as they travel, I just really wanted to support because I love their movement, and I just wanted to do whatever I can to help don't make a donation to their organization. So that's where not some but all the proceeds are going. So yeah,
it's interesting, Kane. A couple of things you mentioned there, and I'll start with the latter with Tamika Mallory. You mentioned Russell Simmons, and I know he's been doing some work with her as well. And hip hop has, you guys, I don't think you guys get enough credit for giving back. Can you talk about the motivation behind giving back, and how big hip hop has been and actually given to these causes and helping the neighborhood? You talk about not forgetting where we came from.
Yeah, I mean, that's something that's always been in me, from day one, and what I can be involved in, I've tried to involve myself. I can remember way, back in the '80s, along with Public Enemy, Queen Latifah, and others, but I mean, it's something to me that I think is from the heart. I see where a lot of people complain about other artists not getting involved, not doing their part, and I just truly believe that you got to be very, very careful. You have to be very careful, because not everyone is cut out to be a role model. You understand? So therefore, it's like asking someone to be involved in something, asking them to speak up. You never know what the hell they're gonna say, and it could be something, to stagnate the movement or just really mess. So it's like, if this is something that someone wants to do from the heart, then let them go for it. Let them do it. If this is someone that doesn't care about this, I mean, yeah, you can express your feelings like, yo, you should be concerned about this, my brother. You should care about this, my sister. You can express that, but don't ask someone to speak up that don't know what to say, because they can say something that's detrimental to the movement,
Yeah. Again, going back to those who are watching, Padma Scott says you are the GOAT, the GOAT, Kane, greatest of all time. Kelly Gordon says we'll support always. Gary Rockman, and I think that's how you pronounce it, says Kane is one of the best ever. Love you, brother. And again, Kelly Gordon again says appreciative of you speaking on these current issues and critical times we are dealing with, and appreciate the impact you continue to make in our communities. The love is pouring in, Kane.
I appreciate it all. I appreciate it all. Yes.
And so you mentioned the new song. I know that well, we'll let everybody know that we're actually going to play that new song very shortly, so that everybody can get a taste of it. And at that point, you could tell them where they'll be able to get that song. But Kane, you came up again, and you mentioned Russell Simmons and Def Jam. Def Jam was like the Motown of hip hop. You know, you had all these great artists come through there, been influenced by it yourself. Can you talk about the impact that Russell and Leah Cohen and those guys had on not just you, but the whole genre?
Well, I mean, you know, as you said, yeah, they were kind of like, you know, the Motown of hip hop. And I mean, Russell was always a great dude to me, you know, just for the simple fact that, you know, he was very blunt and to the point with stuff that was going on. You know, like he wasn't really the type to beat around the bush. You know, if it was raggedy, he lets you know it's raggedy. You know, if it's great, he lets you know it's great. If it's not going to happen, he tell you it's not going to happen. You know, he's not going to drag you on like this is not going to happen. You can't be on this tour. You can't, like, he always kept it 100. So, you know, that's something about Russell that I've always respected. You know, I've always respected. You know, I mean, Leo Cohen, people that know him, they know that that's a real businessman. You know, where it's like, you know, he's about business. So, you know, if you watching his movement, then you know that this is something important. And if you're not included in that movement, then you know that you're not important. So you want to step your game up so you can be in that movement, you know? So, I mean, you know, it's like, you know, watching them dudes, I learned a lot, you know? And I mean, not just them, you know, even the president of my label, Fly Ty Williams, you know, I mean, you know, this was a dude that hustled hard. You know, Ty was, you know, he hustled hard, and I think did a great job as far as getting myself, Biz Markie, MC Shan, Roxanne Shante, you know, Cool G Rap, all of us out there to the masses, you know. Yeah.
Yeah. Again, we're talking with Big Daddy Kane, the legendary Big Daddy Kane. It's Black Music Appreciation Month here with Black Press Live. Kane, you mentioned about acting. What's the transition like? What's the transition been like for you from, you know, from behind the mic to the screen?
I mean, it's cool. It's cool, you know. Again, you know, taking a craft serious where you're really, really looking at it and like, okay, what makes this person, you know, like, you know, so special? You know, you look at, you know, unique actors from, you know, your James Earl Jones, Denzel Washington, you know, Angela Bassett, you know, on up to your Terrence Howard, Don Cheadle, you know, Chadwick Boseman. I mean, it's like, you're like, okay, what is it, you know, wow, look how they embody this character. Look how deep they get. Look how they change their voice, you know, and, you know, you take it seriously, study your craft, then I think that, you know, you get better at it. And hopefully I've been doing that. You know, I've been getting compliments, but, you know, I mean, I guess time will tell, you know, we'll see, you know. But yeah, I'm, you know, definitely taking that, I'm taking it very serious. That's something that I take very serious.
Yeah, you said you've been getting compliments. Are you your own worst critic?
Sometimes I can be. Yeah, sometimes I can be. Yeah. I can be.
Well, I'm gonna tell you, for most of, well, no, our viewers don't know, but when Kane joined us, he said he had to have dinner. His wife said he had to have dinner. So it seems like you got to toe the line too, Kane.
What you mean by I got to toe the line?
Hey, the wife is the boss, right?
Oh yeah, of course.
So listen. Again, we keep talking about all of those, and you mentioned a number of those hip hop stars that you came up with. Are you still tight with any of them today?
Yeah, I mean, some of the people that you know, we still be in contact. Like MC Light, that's like Little Sis. LL Cool J, that's my dude. And we still talk smack to each other. Um, uh, Biz still get on my last damn nerve. Yeah, we are. MC Shan, he called me, at least, once a month to curse me out about something. I mean, yeah, it's all love to this day.
Yeah. So Darren Brown asks, he says, Kane's voice is very unique and recognized immediately. Have you done any voiceover work?
Yeah, I was the narrator for the show that was on Centric called Being. I did the narration for that, and I also I was the narrator for the Biggie documentary.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, and yeah, like we actually doing more stuff like that too. I think there's like some commercial stuff coming up as well. So yeah.
What about animation? More
I
animation.
haven't gotten into that too. I'm hoping one day. I'm hoping one day. I mean,
Do you have a character in mind?
animation. I mean, it doesn't matter. It doesn't really matter. I mean, but I definitely want it to be something real funny. Something real funny.
So that's a side that Kane, your public don't know. I don't know. I'm a journalist. I don't know. But when we see Kane, when we hear Big Daddy Kane, and we think about this serious man. So you're saying you want something funny. What's up with that?
Yeah, I mean, I laugh and joke like everyone else, man. I don't just I enjoy life, so yeah, I like to have a good time just like everyone else, crack jokes. Anyone that knows me, especially from childhood, they know that, like coming into my house, you got to be ready. Because I mean, that's just not me. Like my mother and father, they sit and crack jokes on me when I come in. Yeah, they very comical, yeah.
So you got some experience there, huh?
Oh yeah, oh yeah, oh yeah, yeah. I mean, my parents kept me on my toes, because they don't tell them what type of sarcasm they're gonna say when I come in the house. Yeah. And my brother's even worse. Yeah.
So going back again to the to acting, right? Is there a role, Kane, that you see? You say, man, that's Kane. That's me. I got to do that role. Is there a role out there right now that you see?
You know, I wish I could have been the one to play Shaft instead of Sam Jackson. No disrespect to that great man,
Yeah.
But yeah, I wish I could have did the Shaft thing. But if given the chance to remake something, I would actually love to do Blackula. And
Oh, wow.
yeah, and my reason for saying that is because I just feel like that's the greatest love story ever told. I mean, just from the romance elements, if you pay attention to that instead of the horror aspect, if you just pay attention to the romance elements, to me, it's like the greatest story ever told. Where this black king watched his queen murdered, and then he's bitten by a racist Count Dracula and locked into a coffin to wake up, 100 years later. And now he's in the hood in the 70s and finds a woman that looks exactly like his queen, falls in love again, convinces her to come off with him. But then, the cops accidentally, this wasn't, one of the situations like the stuff we going through right now. He accidentally sticked her through the heart, thinking it was, black. And, a situation where they're underground in a train station. You understand? Do you understand what that means for a vampire? No sunlight can come down there, so he don't really have to go in his coffin. No sunlight can come down there. He could have stayed up for days killing cops because of what they just did. But instead, he decided to just walk outside into the sunlight because he didn't want to live no more without her. Amazing love story. Amazing love story.
Yeah, I was a little kid.
You probably
I
don't look
remember
at
it
it
like
that way.
no, no, no. Yeah, in a way you're right. But I do, as you describe it, yeah, it just rings that bell. And who can forget that ending when he does walk out into the sunlight? He knew that was it. He had no reason to live anymore, and supposedly vampires live forever, right?
Well, I mean, he was in the safest place. He was underground in the train station. You got to ground zero that to get sundown there. So it's not like he got to lock up in his coffin until nightfall. You know
Yeah.
what I'm saying? 11 o'clock in the morning, he could have still been down there, biting cops and whatnot for what they did to his woman. But since she's not going to be there, he just decided to walk out in the sunset and turn to ashes and bones, man. Yeah.
Wow. You mentioned two two legendary 70s. I mean, obviously, when Sam Jackson played Shaft, it wasn't the 70s, but they had 70s movie Shaft
Yeah, Richard
and
Roundtree.
Black Roundtree, exactly.
Yeah, Richard Roundtree. And William Marshall was Blackula, Prince Mama Wiley.
Yep,
Yeah, yeah.
Mama Waldy. Yeah, I can see Kane as Mama Waldy.
That's the
Yeah,
name of
I
my
can see it.
publishing company, Mama Wildy
No
Music.
kidding.
Yeah, yeah.
Okay.
Mama Wildy Music, yeah.
Wow. See, you ask questions, you learn.
So you're right. Yeah, yeah.
So you still you still may get a chance with Shaft. They're still breaking out new family members. I mean, what do you say about that?
If the opportunity presents itself, let's do it. I'm all in.
Yeah.
That
If somebody black, yeah. If Kane, if you had to choose somebody to play you in a movie, who would that be?
I mean, I'd probably say Chadwick just because, dude, he's just that dude right now. Like,
Yeah.
I mean, watching him in 21 Bridges, Black Panther, and James Brown, I'm like, yo, this dude was sounding just like James Brown, and at one point, really looking like James Brown, and then next thing you know, he's African, he's African, the king of Wakanda,
Yeah, yeah.
and then he just a cop that got that street mentality, like a straight up New York dude in 21 Bridges. I'm like, this cat is amazing. I'm a big fan of his.
Well, it's similar. You described also kind of describes Idris Elba, right? The Wire, and then you realize this guy he's got this English accent.
Oh yeah, yeah, yeah. I mean, well, Idris is a beast too. I mean, I guess I was saying Chadwick because I'm assuming that if they did something on me, they would want it to be a younger Kane. But yeah, Idris too. I mean, I love Idris. That's my dude. That's my dude. That's one of the first things he said to me when we first met. Yeah, that was one of the first things he said to me. I need to play you in a movie. When I first met him, I was like, wow, I'm honored, my dude.
Yeah. And a lot of people they probably know now because he's been doing a lot of this lately. But he's a heck of a DJ.
Yeah. Oh yeah. Yeah.
Have you ever done anything with him that way? Music?
Oh no. I've seen him DJ at a party in North Carolina before, but I've we've never worked in that capacity.
Okay.
Yeah.
Pat Muscat has an interesting question. She says she's asking, didn't you do a single with Prince for the Batman soundtrack, but then it never came out? Am I wrong?
No, she's absolutely right. Warner Brothers thought that it would be great to have some rap on the song. Prince agreed, and we recorded a song called Bat Dance. And then Warner Brothers Films didn't want anything to do with hip hop. They didn't want nothing to do with rap music. So Warner Brothers Films, not the label, not Warner Brothers Records, Warner Brothers Films took my verse off. And then after Prince passed, rest in peace, then they put it out.
What was that like? Because now you're talking my language, Prince. What was that like working with that genius?
Well, we wasn't in the studio together. We wasn't in the
Oh,
studio.
okay.
Yeah, nah. He sent, I guess, the 2-inch to New York to, what was it? Electric Lady, and you know, I came in, I believe I was with Arthur Baker, if I'm correct. You know, famous producer, engineer. I believe I was with Arthur Baker, and I did my vocals there, and you know, they put it together. But we wasn't in the same studio, you know.
Yeah. And speaking of Prince, you know, I never like to let that topic go, but but speaking of Prince, okay, so we lost Prince, we lost the great ones, right? You mentioned Marvin Gaye earlier, of course. We know that was so tragic. Michael Jackson, Whitney Houston, but of course in the hip hop world, Tupac, Biggie, Jam Master Jay, Pop. I was going to say Pop Smoke. That's been wrong. But you know, more recently, others that we've lost.
No
Has
Pop Smoke.
any Pop Smoke was yeah. Um, has any of that changed you in any way as an artist when you see these other great artists you know, losing their life really long before, I mean way too soon, I should say?
I mean, you know, of course, it affects you, and it hits home. You know, especially with like Jam Master Jay, because that was a personal friend. You know, that I had a lot of respect for, and he's someone who I grew up, you know, idolizing out of the trio Run DMC. So I mean, it definitely hits home, you know. And then when you think about like someone like Biggie, that from Party and BS on up to I forget the name of the second album, but to see like, you know, how much he has grown in a matter of 2 or 3 years, I was like, yo, this dude right here is on his way to maybe being the best MC ever, because he's growing. So, you know, like his like what I saw him doing lyrically, I was like, he's learning so much, adjusting and just going to, you know, next level after to the next rapidly. I'm like, you know, another, 2 years, this dude might be like, yeah, like the greatest, man, you know. And then he was taken from us too soon, you know, where it's really only like 2 albums, you know. You didn't really get a chance to really see the growth that I felt was really in this brother, you know.
Yeah. Kay, we know that there's some amazing writing ability that you possess. Is a screenplay coming from you, a book or something like that? Do we have that to look forward to?
Well, hopefully, you know. Like someone had asked me about doing a book, I believe last year, you know, and I was like, I got to get back to you because my story ain't over yet, you know. Yeah. So I mean,
Well,
yeah.
again, we are with the legendary Big Daddy Kane. This is Black Press Live. We are observing Black Music Appreciation Month, and as we said at the top, we certainly couldn't let this month end without the great Big Daddy Kane. Kane, so and just so again everyone will know, we are going to give you guys a taste of Kane's new single momentarily. But Kane, when you go into the studio, what has to be in that studio? What has to, for you to feel right, for you to be your artistic best?
A microphone.
Simple as that.
Yeah.
Wow. Yeah. Well, you know, you again, you came up with some of the greatest, Rakim, LL, yourself, guys who can just, I mean, you come out of bed and you can just spit some serious rhymes. So when you think about all the guys you came up around, um, I don't want you to compare yourself, but can you compare them? Take yourself out of the equation. Give me a top three if you can.
If I had to say top three, I would have to say Rakim, Nas, and stop there. Because ain't no way in hell I'm taking myself out of the equation.
So you put yourself number 3? That's humble.
No, I ain't put myself number 3.
Oh, okay.
I just named the other 2.
Okay, there you go.
Man.
I got you.
Yeah.
I got you. So we like I said, we have a new single coming up. You got some television to do coming up, Kane. Looking even beyond that. We talked about your love of the movie Blackula and Shaft. But is there another movie out there? Maybe something your people are talking about right now?
Well, like I said, I really enjoyed 21 Bridges. Yeah, that's something that I really enjoyed. You know, I'm probably gonna lose you. I'm probably gonna lose everybody. But there's this one movie that when I'm on long flights, it seemed like I always end up throwing it on. Like if I got like an 8 or 10-hour flight, and it's like I could have watched it flying to this country and still watch it again on the way back, But I don't know. It's just one of those movies that I love watching on a plane. It's like a kid movie called The Spiderwick Chronicles.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, I don't know what it is about this movie. And like I have a 7-year-old that he don't really care for it that much. But I'm like, well, then go to your room because Daddy putting this on, Yeah. But yeah, this movie called The Spiderwick Chronicles. I just enjoy this movie. Like, I don't know what it is about it. I really couldn't even explain.
Okay.
Yeah.
Wow. So there's something that unless you ask, you would never know.
Yeah. I mean, you get a chance. Like I said, Spiderwick Chronicles, you get a chance. You got the little ones over. Throw it on with them. See how they vibe, man. You might take to it too. You never know.
See there. Yeah, and see once again, I was teasing. We had ago, right? And I was teasing her. She got up with the camera and went into her bedroom. And I said, only on Press Live that you get to see CeCe Peniston's bedroom. So on Black Press Live, do you get Big Daddy Kane being a movie critic?
Oh man, shout out to CeCe Peniston too, man. I was in one of her videos back in the days, man. She's a sweetheart. Yeah.
Yeah, we had a lot of fun with her. I'm going to ask you another question from one of the viewers, Kane. Darren Brown again. He says, "What was the best New York venue that you performed at?"
The best New York venue. I would probably say the Apollo, for the simple fact that that's a hard crowd. Like, you can be successful and still get booed at the Apollo, because it's just in their nature to boo there, So when you come and you rock the Apollo, yeah, you did something, you rock the Apollo, then it wasn't just, your star power that did it. You actually rocked the Apollo, because you can come there on your most successful night and get booed because, probably about 60% of the crowd, that's what they came to do anyway. You know what I'm saying? So you rocked the Apollo. You did something.
What, were you ever nervous going into the Apollo or any other theater?
Nah, I think the first time I was ever nervous was going out on stage with Biz. This was before records, because I was used to rocking block parties, community centers, stuff like that, house parties. But I mean, actually going on a stage where Biz is a celebrity, he has a song out, he's a star, and these people came to see him. And now in the middle of the show, he's calling someone that nobody knows out to kick a rhyme while he's beatboxing. You know, they might feel like, you know, I don't want to hear this dude, man. Get back to the songs, Biz. Boo. You know, I'm thinking that's going to happen. So yeah, like when I first started with Biz, yeah, I was a little nervous, you know, but you know, they you know, we stuck to the script. I did what Biz told me to do, and you know, it came off. It was funny, you know, because Biz used to like for me to, you know, write funny rhymes and, you know, say those on stage. So I stuck to the script. It came off. It worked, and everything was smooth sailing.
So at the top, Kane, you mentioned about, you know, getting a little older, right? But do you still got the moves?
Well, I'd like to think so. I mean, last I checked, I was still giving it to him. You know, I haven't done a show in, I don't know, probably about, you know, 4 or 5 months, you know, with this here madness going on in the world. So I think so.
Well, there you go. Yeah, Kane, in the remaining moments with Big Daddy Kane, tell us a little bit about how you got your first deal.
I got my first deal through Biz. You know, he's a brother that I met back in 1984 when they was calling him Biz Markie D. And a mutual friend introduced us. And it was like, you know, I was so sick and tired of this dude telling me about Biz all the time. Every time I'm around him, he tell me Biz this, Biz that. And this particular day, he said Biz across the street in the mall. So I asked him to introduce me. He introduced me to Biz. I asked, yo, let's battle. We battled. After the battle, Biz was like, yo, you dope. You need to get down with me. I'll be doing shows in Harlem, the Bronx, Long Island. You know, I don't make a lot of money. It you know, might be $50, $100, but I guarantee you, if you stick with me, I'm gonna get you a record deal one day. We both gonna be famous. And he kept his word. You know, when he got on. He came back and got me. You know, recruited me to do some writing and stuff. And sure enough, he got me signed to the label like the following year. So he was a man of his word, and I wouldn't be here without Biz Markie. You know, for real.
Yeah, that's some true loyalty right there, especially in a business that's known for a lot of disloyalty, huh?
Show you right. Show you right.
Kane, we've had a tremendous time with you. The time goes so fast. I mean, we can you know, chain you down and keep you for another hour or so, but I know that's not happening. So, but we want to, before we go though, we have to play this new song by Big Daddy Kane, and maybe we'll have a minute or two for you to just talk about it and take us home. But we're gonna right now tell them the name of the song, Kane.
The name of the song is Enough, and it features Chuck D from Public Enemy and Lauren Oden from Adrian Young, and I hope y'all enjoy it.
Okay, so here we go. Give him a few seconds. He's bringing it up now.
Can't wait. Oh, yo.
Enough is enough. Yes. And you are not coming to the people's defense. Right. So if you want us to do better, then damn it, you do better. Do what you say. This country is supposed to be about the land of the free for all. It has not been free for black people, and we are tired.
One question, protect and serve who? To me it seems that they just quick to observe you, and then they have the nerve to come and disturb you. They force a curfew to physically hurt you. I heard the patience was a virtue, but how long we gonna disregard the fact is we all talk and practice this new age, trying to rebuke rage. Oh, y'all gonna need some skin more tougher than Luke Cage. Trayvon, Terrence, they gone, perish. On up to George Floyd. See what your laws avoid, and now we gotta find some sort of order before the slaughter gets brought up with mortar reporter. Those who do the unthought of. This we gotta put a mandate on. You see my bullet wounds and try to put a band-aid on. As soon as one of us take a stand, they wrong because you wanna keep us on your plantation. Come on. Must be a better way. I see this every day. We can't be led astray.
It's where they come for ya. The sheets are on, and I don't see no comforter. Now you may prepare for 2K, but they prepared for 3Ks. It'll come to you later. I see you once to fight for solidarity, and still in all, I see a lot of y'all ain't hearing me. You know what? The fact is y'all kinda forgot to struggle like activists, all timers. Learn to walk on the path when it's narrow. Can't be crabs in the barrel, this just grabbing the barrel. We should demand order to correct the manslaughter. For residents of Flint drinking tan water. And Puerto Rico, what ain't here for your people? Let's stay strong and try to keep a hand in it. Transcend it until the next pandemic. Let's go. Must be a better way. I see this every day. We can't be led astray. Another life just ended. You only got suspended. They all say that I'm hating and only race bait. But we ain't gonna trust us until we get justice. Yeah. And the fight for peace, we gonna rise like yeast. Hey, us in the darkest hour, we still fight the power. Yo, you can't stop the cavalry from Malcolm to Mallory. Come on. We're gonna keep it 100. We ain't trying to run from it. Yo, think we're gonna stay distracted. Y'all got it backwards.
We are oppressed. We are exploited. We are downtrodden. We are denied not only civil rights, but even human rights. So the only way we're going to get some of this oppression and exploitation away from us or aside from us is come together against the common enemy.
Wow. The new single from Big Daddy Kane. And Kane, where can they get that from?
Next week on Tuesday, it'll be available everywhere. You know, iTunes, Tidal, Spotify, Pandora, Amazon, everywhere.
Wow.
All platforms.
That's awesome. We had Chuck D on earlier as well. Actually, now it's been a couple of months since we had Chuck D, and they dropped a new song at that time too. So
yeah,
it's always
last week, State of the Union. Yeah, it's amazing. I love it. Primo did an amazing track. Yeah, I love it.
Yeah, you know, you guys have all collectively done a great job, an amazing job. People like yourself, Chuck, and the other ones that you mentioned, MC Light. It's just Bismarcky. It's really amazing what you guys have been able to accomplish. Anything, before we go, anything surprise you, Kane, about the type of success you guys have had?
I guess, the longevity, I'm just, appreciative and thankful that we still here and we still have a strong fan base that supports us. And I'm going to continue to do my job to try to satisfy them and keep them happy with what I do,
Yeah, well, hey, ain't no half-stepping, right?
Show you right, man.
Yeah. Big Daddy Kane, we really appreciate you, man. You continue the greatness. You are a true legend. We really appreciate you, and we will see everybody again. Let's see, tomorrow night we got Ziggy Marley coming up, and Friday actually we're gonna change it up a little bit. We're gonna have a boxing great on Friday night, 7 o'clock, right here. The great Sugar Ray Leonard. So tune in. And again, thanks so much to the great Big Daddy Kane. Everybody stay safe and stay well.
Salute. Peace and love, y'all.
All right, Kane.